Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. We went from -5 just a few days ago to 65 degrees today. I think the grass is actually starting to turn green. The little bit of frost we had in the ground's thawing out and everything's a big mess, including even my road coming down here into the Woodyard, but we'll take care of that here in just a few minutes. But anyway, check what I picked up this morning here. They don't look like much now, but I think they're gonna work out pretty well. These are similar to an IBC tote, I guess you could say. These are the bottoms right here. They're metal pallets. And then in this one right here, you can kind of see what it looks like. They're baskets. All the sides for these ones are in here. I think they should work out pretty well. Now the openings on these are bigger than an IBC tote, but I've got a couple ideas. I could probably even saw some, you know, like 1/2-inch white pine and make some real nice baskets for both firewood and fire starter. I could cut out one little section here on one side so you could reach down into them. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll get into these in another video, but I had to go pick these up this morning and the price was right on them. All I had to do was go pick them up. They didn't charge me anything for these. The way it worked is this: a subscriber to our channel, he's a manager at this company, and they get product shipped in these baskets here, and there's no deposit on them or anything like that, and their supplier doesn't take them back, so they need to get rid of them on occasion. And he asked me if I could use them. I said absolutely. I wish I could tell you who it was, but I can't, because if I do, they'll have 1,000 people calling them all the time asking for these things. But I'll get more probably next week or the week after, and I think I can put them to good use. But anyway, enough about that. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts of today's video. In the past week, I have had 2 people, one of them being my own daughter, ask me if I had any miniature firewood. And I didn't really know what they were talking about, but apparently that's a thing now. People are producing like 5-inch long pieces of firewood for people to burn in these tiny little Solo stoves. And there's some other ones on the market as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to split some miniature firewood and see if it's worth the effort. I don't know, this is feeling kind of silly. We're after 5 inches. It's 4 3/4. So what we're looking for, pieces maybe 1.5 inches in diameter, around 5 inches long. I looked on Solo Stove's website, and they sell miniature pieces of firewood like this for $35 for a box, and it's about 3/4 of a cubic foot, which works out to about $5,600 a cord, something like that. But I think it's going to take some time. 3/4 of a cubic foot, it's going to take quite a bit of these. But we're going to do it in real time, and this is the right machine for this, I think so. The split force vertical splitter, you can size everything, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. right, I said I was going to do that in real time, but I didn't want to bore you guys to death. That is not the way to do that. This is probably right around 3/4 of a cubic feet of firewood right here, miniature firewood. The little buggers fly out all over the place. It's just kind of tedious and time consuming and probably even a little bit dangerous. I think the best way to make a product like this would be to saw stickers on the sawmill, you know, like 1 inch by 1 inch or 1.25 by 1.5 inches, whatever you want, 10, 12 footers, and then take, you know, 6, 8, or 10 of them and put them on a big miter saw. I think you could crank them out a lot quicker than this. But anyway, let's take this up to the house and we'll take a closer look at this. And then I have a few stickers in the garage that are dry. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll cut those down to size and we'll try those out in a mini Solo stove. Levi just went out and picked one up for the purposes of this video. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. He ran out to the store and got one, and they're incredibly expensive. All right, these are some oak stickers. that I use for stacking and stickering lumber. They're 1 inch by 1 inch. We'll cut some of these 5 inches in length. But like I was saying, if you had a bunch of 12 footers like this, you know, you could probably put 6, 12 at a time or something and cut them pretty fast. But yeah, we'll crank some out here real quick. All right, so Melissa and Axel are joining us. Levi just went out and picked up this Solo Mesa, I think they call it. My opinion, they are ridiculously expensive. What are you eating, Axel? Guess how much this little thing was, Melissa?
$150.
No, it's about $100 for this little thing.
Oh,
you get
bargain.
You get a sticker with it, a little bag.
Wow.
And they're tiny. I have drank milk out of larger cups than this.
I haven't. Maybe water, but no. It's just perfect size for Axel.
It's got a little stand here. That's a handy feature so you don't burn your table.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do, we're going to try this. What we were doing, Melissa, is trying to see. People are actually riding their motorcycles right now because it is...
it's 65 degrees.
It's crazy. So they show little kids on here having some s'mores. This is the pellet adapter, I believe.
It's flames suited for any space.
Yeah, that's the pellet adapter. We don't need that. We don't burn pellets. We burn real wood. Flame ring, that's this. We'll put that in. Seems pretty simple.
What do you think? Axel thinks this is great.
All right, so it's got a stand. There, sitting tight. Huh. What we're gonna do, this wood that I just split is green red oak. No way is that gonna burn. And like I said, Melissa, they sell this, I was telling them earlier, wood like this for $35 for 3/4 of a cubic foot. It's like a regular firewood bundle. This is probably $35 worth, something like that. I don't know. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of our fire starter, which by the way is available on the website right now. I want to let you guys know that. Look at that, 5-inch piece doesn't even fit in there.
Oh, are you on his tail?
Sorry, Axel, sitting on your tail. But we'll get this thing going. This is the first time I've ever used our fire starter in something this small. There's a little screen in there. We're just gonna light it and start stacking wood to her, Melissa. What do you think?
Sure.
If I can get this to work.
So it's 2 fingerfuls of fire starter. Then some large size toothpicks.
Well, you can't fit much in this thing. What in the world?
I feel like a giant.
I know. I don't know if I should put the fire ring in first. Whoa, boy, the fire starter's going. So we have 2 pieces of wood in here so far, and I'm getting burnt. And they're not very big. Let's just leave it like that for a minute. I don't know about this. I mean, we have a Solo stove, and it works good. It does.
Yeah.
You know the big one?
Yeah.
I think that's all fire starter right there that you see going.
Right. So if you're not using fire starter, you're going to struggle.
We need to get this to burn down some so I can put this little ring. But maybe once we get some coals in there, it's coming after me now.
Axel, pay attention.
Hunter's in the background there.
Wow. Very nice. Do people use this in their house?
Not in the house.
Well, it said suited for any space. That's why.
Yeah, it does say suited for any space, but not indoors.
Okay.
Holy smokes. I'd say you forget the wood and just put a handful of fire starter in there every once in a while.
Yeah. What's the point of it?
I need just to have a little
miniature fire.
A little fire. You can have it on a tabletop. We're going to let her burn down some, and we'll report back in a bit. But like I said, you can barely fit this in there.
Yeah.
Maybe the pellet option would be better for this. We don't burn pellets, though. Look at Axel putting his head back.
Not sure.
Huh. All right.
There, I think that's going. I think those will.
It is starting to go through the holes. See?
Yeah. Very nice.
These stickers have been drying for 2 years probably, and there's still a little bit of moisture coming out of that end. You see that?
Yep.
That's pretty crazy. Oh.
Very nice.
It's actually pretty nice. You got to put that ring on there. That is the flame ring.
Okay. Very nice. Now it's so calming.
Hey.
Hey, Hannah.
Hannah, you inspired me.
To do what?
I just split some miniature firewood, and we bought one of those little Solo Mesa stoves to do a video on.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's burning right in front of us right now.
Are you doing a video right now?
Yep.
Yep, we're doing a video right now. You're on a video, Hannah. It actually works pretty good. It does.
Nice.
Next time you're out, I got a bunch of miniature firewood for you.
I was going to say, we're going to have to get some.
Whew. All right. Well, we're
I'll call you guys later.
okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the wood's starting to burn now.
Yeah.
Most of what you've seen so far was from the look at Axel, fire starter.
Axel likes to tuck his head underneath my head, just like this. And Hunter likes to shuffle around the camera.
All right, so I'm looking at the box here. This one comes with a flame ring, high heat ceramic coating, which is what you see there. The pellet adapter, that signature 360 degree airflow. Those are the little holes that are down inside there. I mean, it does make a nice fire. It really does. And this has a stand perfect for all your surfaces with Mesa's included stainless steel stand. The height of this thing, 6.8 inches, diameter 5.125. Fuel, twigs or wood pellets. Maybe that's what we're supposed to be doing, using twigs. I don't think. Picture here, they got mini firewood right there. I see it. We definitely have the fire or the wood burning now. So what do you think, Melissa?
I think it's well built. I feel warm and relaxed sitting and watching this. You can roast some marshmallows if you'd like. Yeah, I think it's nice. I like to have a bigger fire. Yeah. But if you want something that's on the go to take with you, if you're going tailgating or camping and, you know, going to grandma's house, she doesn't have a lot of space or something. I think this works great for
yeah, I wasn't sure.
Tabletop.
Like I said, when I saw the size of this box and the size of it, you can see it's burning down. We'll get some hot coals going in there. And, but yeah, what you see in there, what is that? 3 pieces of this.
Right.
3 pieces so far.
Yeah. So if, you know, if your kids have grown up and you have their wood blocks in the closet and they're not using them anymore, you can burn their wood blocks.
I know what
or like a Jenga set. You get a Jenga set at a garage sale. Psh.
I know what you're saying, Melissa. When I was a kid, she wanted me to tell this story. I had a nice set of wood blocks.
Like sanded nice, different shapes. I know
my whole family tells the story, and I was told to clean everything up. And that's when my burning addiction started, because that's what happened to the wood.
If Mike
wood
Morgan
block.
had this as a kid,
yeah,
he wouldn't be here today.
It's pretty nice. It is.
He took his blocks out and he burned them.
I still say it's a little pricey for the size of the thing.
Right. But it does what you want it for, and I think on occasion of being able to pull it out and have a tabletop fire like this, it would work great.
You know what I'm going to do? I don't think you're supposed to put it in above the ring, but we're just going to load this thing up, and then we'll report back in a bit. What do you think?
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't think it's very productive splitting that miniature firewood on a log splitter. Maybe I would get quicker or better at it. I'm not sure. I think the way to do it would be to cut 10, 12-foot stickers on the sawmill and then cut a whole bunch to length on a miter saw. But I mentioned to them, I checked on Solo Stove's website. They sell 3/4 of a foot for $35, which works out to about $5,600 per cord of wood.
Oh, wow.
But there's a lot of labor involved there making all those little pieces. But
yeah.
But anyway, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you, I mentioned the fire starter is available again. I'm going to put a couple-minute clip in there showing how we use it, starting a fire in the wood stove, and also starting a fire in the fire ring, the fire pit, and you just saw us use it in the Solo stove, the mini Solo stove, the Mesa. So you can watch that or skip ahead, whatever you want, and then come back to the end of this video and I'll show you what this thing's doing after about a half hour, 45 minutes.
It might be Mesa.
What was I calling it?
I think you said Mesa.
I did.
Mesa.
Mesa. Mesa. I thought I said Mesa.
Oh, maybe you did. You'll find out.
I said Mesa. I'll find out when I edit. I'll tell you what, though, the mini firewood looks pretty cool, though, doesn't it?
The chickens need that in their little coop area.
That thing had burned to the ground over there if we put that in the chickens.
Last week it was below 0, so they could have used it.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to show you how we use the fire starter. It's on the website right now. Check it out if you want some. We have about 1,000 bags available, and it'll probably be gone within 24 hours.
Oh, I bet so.
All right, I'll show you how I like to do it. Put a small piece of relatively flat wood, a flat piece in the center. Put a couple on each side of it. Put a handful of fire starter right in the center. No kindling or anything like that. Light it. Load her up. This is all red oak that we're using right here. Nice dry red oak. And with that right there, I'm going to be good for probably 3 or 4 hours. Easy. All right, fire is well underway. All right, now I'm going to show you how to use the fire starter in an outdoor fire ring. This will work for your, your Solo stove, your fire pit, your Brio stove, campfires, whatever you want to do. And this is a pretty good real-world representation. I just cleaned this out. It was filled with snow, sticks and debris and leaves, so it's pretty wet in the bottom. The firewood I'm using right now, it is seasoned wood. However, it was sitting outside, so it's a little bit damp. Now outside, I'm going to use a little bit more. I have a sheets cup right here, 16-ounce cup. It's about 3/4 of the way full. I'm going to use a little bit more of the fire starter just because it's a little breezy today. The wood's kind of damp, and it'll just work better. Gonna light her up. You can light it with a match, lighter, torch, whatever you want. Once again, no kindling or anything at all. Just beautiful northern red oak. We're gonna load her up and forget about it. Oh, it's gonna make a fire right here. It's gonna make a fire. All right, I had to run out for a little bit. Melissa had put a few more pieces on here, but I've got a better idea than pieces like that. Let me go make some. All right, so instead of 5-inch long pieces, I cut a bunch of cubes. These are basically 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. I say we fill her up with that and see what happens. I threw a little bit of fire starter in there. It's starting to die out, but I cut 16 of these. I think that's what it was. And we just fit all 16 in there. Or no, we didn't. Let's see what that does. There's about 12 cubes in there, 1 inch by 1 inch. Something else to keep in mind, that is red oak. You know, good hardwood, it eats it pretty quick. If you're putting like softwoods in there, it wouldn't last too long at all. All right, it is New Year's Day, 5 a.m. We're gonna get a fire going. I think we will clean up this glass first. So for cleaning the glass, I just use ammonia in a spray bottle. Works really well. I still have a little bit down in each corner. I'll get that next time. If you catch it when it's still a little bit warm, not when it's real hot, just warm, it comes right off. It's not going to be real cold today. So we got some maple, some cherry in here. Put a big chunk of cherry right on top. Maybe slide a little piece of oak over top of that. All right, so back to the little Mesa Solo stove. It actually does work pretty good. It really does, but it's small. It really is, but that's probably what some people want. I do think, though, those little firewood cubes probably work the best. We didn't try pellets in it, but I like those little cubes. 1 inch by 1 inch hardwood. But check his table out here. Our friend Dean Kraut, who we're partnered with on the fire starter, he made that for Melissa and I. Very nice of him. This is, I hear people call it pecan. Well, that's what it is. Really, really nice. Nice little coffee table. That'll go nice in the game room when we're all done over there. May even go to the cabin in West Virginia. Speaking of Dean Kraut, I talked to him on the phone the other night, and we're going to meet up again middle of January, and whatever he can get made for Firestarter between now and then, I'll get from him, and we'll keep making more here and probably release another batch. End of January, first week of February, we'll see what happens. I want to go over something with you on the Firestarter though. These are the 1.75 pound bags. This is what we sell the most of, and you can start about 30 fires out of one of these bags. These 5 pound bags, eventually this is going to turn into a 4 pound bag. It will cost less, obviously, but the reason is you can barely fit 5 pounds in here and get this tied. It really slows things down when we are bagging. I would just get a bigger bag, but we have a whole bunch of this size bag on stock, so we'll use those up and make 4 pound bags of Firestarter. So we'll have 1.75 and 4 pound. But this go around, we've only got about 50 of the 5 pound bags, and we got plenty of these though, 1.75 pound bags. While we were over there talking, fire took right off. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here. Happy New Year, and I will catch you on the next one.